Situated in Rock Village Bay lies an ancient mystery. The chimes nearby sing with winds that will never reach its depths. And on clear, calm nights, fishermen swear that they can see warm, glowing lights beneath the gentle waves. In this episode, we dive deep under the ocean and plunder the mysteries of the Lost Precursor City. We know that the Precursor's command of life extended all across the world, even to the highest frozen peaks. It's only natural then that their domain extends to the lowest depths also. Overseeing the creation and nurturing of life was their mission, and aquatic life was certainly no exemption. This strange construct could have been created as an observation station of sorts. Its wide windows and clear views of aquatic vistas suggest that the precursors who once inhabited it could have spent their evenings enjoying the sight of their myriad creations, serenely floating past in the depths outside. While the superior technology of the precursors would allow them to create a facility that could withstand the crushing depths of the sea, they would still need a means of keeping this facility warm. Otzelfur can only do so much, as you can imagine, especially in those depths and with so much water involved. And so a clear solution was formed, where the precursors would tap into the latent red eco-energy beneath the earth, geothermal power harnessed for their comfort in those freezing depths. An untold amount of time later, and these ancient hallways are still heated and illuminated by these searing hot conduits of red eco. Lack of maintenance, or even perhaps lurker tampering, has resulted in a possible build-up of excess heat, which now needs to vent regularly from these steam vents. Pools of water that are dotted throughout the facility can be seen glowing intermittently with emerald light. The purpose for this is unclear. The most obvious reason could be that it is a built-in security system, designed to fry whoever is clumsy enough to fall into one of these pools. Perhaps they were experimenting with infusing this energy into the water as a means of creating a new weapon. We have seen that green eco has curative properties that can be used to counteract the warping influence of dark eco. Perhaps these green flecks of energy are actually a more aggressive, focused form of green eco that the precursors plan to infuse into cannons of water, which could then be used to hose down and cleanse large swaths of land or creatures that have been corrupted by dark eco. It could also be that this light is actually extracting oxygen from the water, ensuring the facility has a steady supply of breathable air. The unusually hazardous nature of the facility is enough to challenge even an accomplished gymnast. While this design seems absurdly impractical, this danger may actually give us a clue as to what the true nature of this facility originally was. Throughout the series, we see Jak endure numerous puzzles, seemingly created under the Precursor's devious designs. Trials and challenges seem to be a keen interest of the Precursors, but to go about implementing them in their domains, they would have to have been devised somewhere to begin with. What if this facility was actually a sort of research station, not just for aquatic life, but for the creation of challenges meant to test the abilities of any heroes that the Precursors would seek to recruit in their future plans? It would certainly explain the nonsensical placement of whirlpools, dangerous platforms, and the inefficient retrieval of items held within these tanks. Patrolling the depths of the facility are several bizarre types of lurker. Seen in this location only, the presence was likely commanded by Gal and Maya in order to scare off any villagers or explorers who might interfere with the various artifacts that they would seek to use in their quest. These spinning lurkers are protected by what seems to be a spiked buoyancy ring, presumably for flotation in case they fall into water. Their heavy armour would weigh them down and likely result in drowning or being cooked by the Energized Water otherwise. Of course, they have covered the buoyancy ring in spikes for attack as well as defence, in typical lurker fashion. These bizarre duos can be seen patrolling the depths together. The larger one seems to be blind. Perhaps he was injured by the myriad dangers of the facility and relies on his smaller friend to guide him while he does the fighting. Perhaps they were actually mutated by coming into contact with dark eco, and the large one is actually controlled by his weaker but more intelligent partner. Then we have these strange puffer lurkers. Despite having the ability to inflate itself like a pufferfish, this lurker possesses wings which allow it to fly through the air. This odd mix of avian and aquatic adaptations are quite curious. More curious still is the striking similarity it shares with the flying lurkers of the Precursor Basin. Their wings and colour are almost identical. Could it be possible that the puffer lurkers are actually flying lurkers that have been mutated, either through dark eco exposure or through Maya's dark magic? Within the lowest reaches of the facility lies a chamber that detaches from the main facility. Our heroes succeed in activating it and floating to the surface, something that the Sage of Blue Eco long sought to accomplish. We see that it floats to the surface, but the chamber is clearly capable of handling the strains of the deep sea. What if this chamber wasn't just designed to go to the surface, but to actually dive deeper into the sea? By taking our sight beyond the confines of the game, we see that the facility is situated adjacent to what appears to be a trench. When looking at the CUD content map, we see what appears to be a submarine situated out at sea, between Misty Island and the Lost Precursor City. Could it be that the floating chamber was one of two vessels designed to explore the depths? They may have been used to access a deeper part of the facility, a part connected with the Dark Eco silo, the workings of which are buried deep within and below the trench. These islands could very well have played a part, with the submarine having the speed and eco supplies to make the journey to these far-off islands. Maybe there could be even more underwater facilities there, with their own host of challenges and bizarre enemies to contend with. In the design bible, the Lost Precursor City is referred to as the Sunken Ruins. It still holds its name in debug mode of the game. As we've surmised, the facility doesn't seem much like a city at all. Could it be that within the abyssal sea beyond the game's limits, there is a deeper, larger part of the facility? A section that was either constructed there, or sunk due to temperamental tectonic activity. A section that could put the Sunken in Sunken Ruins, or the city in Lost Precursor City. There are so very many things that we may never know about this Lost Precursor City. We can muse on how the Precursors sat and meditated by these windows, dreaming up ever more mischievous ways to test their hero of time, with trials extending centuries into the future. How they would float around the facility in their day-to-day, utilising platforms or carts to glide down these scenic tubes that connect their facility together. Ultimately, the secrets of the Lost Precursor City shall remain exactly that, lost to time. No answers remain, only the warm glow of lights in the cold depths of the sea. Wear your sturdiest boots and clothes that you don't mind getting muddy, and join me next time as we delve into the rain-soaked mire of Boggy Swamp.